Hello, I'm Kat, and this is 10 minutes long. And today I thought I would talk a little bit about um, getting started with weight loss again. I did a video on this previously about how weight loss is like a mindset, and I also shared some pictures of my own sort of weight loss journey. So if you haven't seen that, I will link it down in the description. So the reason I'm talking about getting started today is because I think that is where a lot of people kind of go wrong. So I thought I would share like how I got started and how that was really, really instrumental on my journey. Like I think if I had started any other way, it totally would have gone wrong and I wouldn't have stuck to it. I mean, it wasn't my first attempt at weight loss at all. It's something that I've tried multiple times in my life. I've always erred on the heavy side because I really like pizza and cake. And yeah, I know exactly where my weight loss comes from. It's from the fact that I generally eat too much and don't do enough exercise. And I think that is part of it as well, like acknowledging where your weight loss comes from, like whether it is medication, whether it is, related to sort of a health condition that you have, understand where your weight loss comes from, and then you will be more empowered to deal with it. If it's something to do with medication or something like that, then you need to pursue your doctor and get advice from them, and chat to other people who've had that issue and see if they've been able to overcome it. So there's no point sort of if it's your medication causing it and then you just go to town on like calorie counting and stuff, that might not work for you. So understand where it's coming from. For me, I knew it was from eating too much and not doing enough exercise. So I knew that I had to adjust my diet and do more exercise if I wanted to be successful. So, firstly, understand where it comes from and how you can best deal with it. If you understand where it comes from, then you've already armed yourself with some knowledge that you can use to help you, shift the weight. Secondly, is to set reasonable expectations and goals. Um, I didn't actually start out thinking that I was going to lose 5 stone. The weight that I'm at now, I never ever thought ever that I would hit this weight, not in a million years. And it's only through just like persistence and, changing things that I've gotten this far, but it wasn't overnight and I didn't set out with this goal in mind. If like 4 years ago I had sat down and been like, I'm going to lose 5 stone, I probably wouldn't have done it. There's no way. It would have just felt too insurmountable. So my first goal was to lose a stone. My reasoning being, look, if I lose a stone, I'll feel better, I'll look better, it'd be a good start. And if I lose a stone, then I can readjust and I can see how I do. And then maybe I'll lose another stone, or maybe I'll lose another half a stone. So don't set yourself up for failure. Like, just choose a small goal. The good thing about goals is that you can always readjust them. And like, if you hit that goal, well done. Like, if set a goal that you can hit, that is the key thing, because when you hit it, you'll feel great, and then you can set a new goal, a new other realistic goal. So set a small goal to begin with. For me, I started with calorie counting, and what enabled me to start was not rushing into it with a massive goal, or b like cutting my calories straight away. Like, my diet was so different to what it is now, but I didn't change any of that overnight. They've all just been small incremental changes. I think if you showed past me my current diet, I'd be like, how are you eating that? Like, where do you find the time to make that food? How are you, like, how are you not hungry all the time? Whereas, it's the changes have just been so slow and incremental that it doesn't feel like it's been a huge deal. But I can recognize that 4 year ago me would just be like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm not turning into that person, but I'm now quite happily that person. So don't sort of go into it thinking, right, I'm just gonna skip straight down to 1,000 calories a day. Like, it doesn't work. You'll just make yourself hungry, you'll make yourself grumpy, you will cut foods out of your life that you enjoy. You've got to do it in a slow and measured way. As I said in my previous video, it's a mindset. So don't go into this thinking, I'm gonna be 5 stone lighter in 3 months. Just, it's setting yourself up to fail. So understand that you're now entering into a journey. You're on a journey. It's going to take a little while, but every step along the way is going to feel successful. You're not going to stop yourself from having anything that you love. You're just going to make some small adjustments that actually will go a long way to helping you out in the long run. So the way I started was, the very first week that I did it, I didn't actually change anything about my diet. I literally just found a calorie counting app and I wrote down everything that I ate that week because I felt like the most important thing was to understand what I'm currently eating. How can you set a new calorie limit, or how can you understand how best to reduce your calorie intake or your food intake or adjust your diet if you don't know what your current diet looks like? And I knew that on my current diet I was putting weight on, so that was kind of the key thing, right? I'm putting weight on, but I don't know how much I'm eating. So I just ate like normal, and then for the first week I logged all of my calories, and I was around about, I think I was around about something like 2,300 ish calories a day, something like that. I don't fully remember now. I could probably go back in my app and find out, but anyway. So I did that, and that enabled me then to think, right, okay, well, that is quite a lot of calories. I'm not getting the exercise, obviously, because I'm not, you know, that those calories aren't really being used, which is why I'm putting weight on. So what I will do is reduce it by 100 calories. So that's what I started off with, was 100 calories. So week 2, I thought I'll reduce it by 100 calories and then I'll see if I lose weight at the end of the week. So that's what I did. 100 calories is not a lot to reduce it by, especially over the course of a week. It's what, like 20 calories a day or something. Like, it's really not very much. But what it did do was it kept me within a level as well. So like, say I was eating 1,300 across the week, every day. If I reduced that to like 1,250, say, it meant that I was actually sticking to 1,250, because like the previous week it's kind of like had been up and down. It wasn't like I was hitting that same level every day. It was like some days I would eat like 3,000 calories, some days I would eat less than that. So the very first week it actually just kept me consistent. So it was kind of like I hit a level but didn't go above it. So it didn't feel different. I was still eating crisps, still eating chocolate, still eating like freezer food, just bung chips and chicken nuggets in the oven or whatever. Vegetarian chicken nuggets, because I'm a vegetarian. And I would do that. And so in my first week, I just kept it at a level. And I found that I didn't lose weight, but I didn't put it on either. But it hadn't been such a huge ordeal. And the week after, I didn't really feel like doing very much. Like, I felt like I was still just getting to grips with it. Still was kind of like, there were days when I wasn't quite happy staying at a limit and I wanted to go over it, but I felt like I needed more time to get to grips with like calorie counting, because it was a bit of a pain in the butt to like count every single meal out and put that into the app. So the second week I actually just stuck with it. I actually just stuck with that first limit that I set for myself. And then when I weighed at the end of the week, I found that I hadn't put weight on. So it's kind of like, look, this is good. I may not be losing weight, but I'm not actually putting it on. So that's a start. That's a really good start. And I started then to feel a lot more comfortable with the app that I was using and the calorie counting method. So the following week then, I reduced my calories by a little bit more. So I reduced them by another 100 calories. Then I stuck to that following limit for the rest of the week. And at the end of the week, I lost a pound. That was great. It was a good start. I felt good about it. I was like, yeah, I can do this. This is good. I can do this. And then the following week, I stuck to the same limit, lost a pound. It was great. The following week, stuck to the same limit, lost a pound. I kept on in this cycle until I stopped losing the pound. And I did it this way because I am really not able to get a lot of exercise. I do my housework and stuff like that. I can go for the occasional walk, but I cannot get regular exercise. It kicks my butt. It just doesn't work with my fibro. And I've tried, it's all I can do to keep my house clean and tidy. Like, I feel like I'm always on the go anyway in the house. Like, if I added exercise to it, I've tried, it just doesn't work for me. So I knew that it had to be calories or nothing. So that's what I did. I just kept reducing the calorie amount and then losing a pound a week. But I didn't go over that level. Some weeks I do lose 2 pounds, and might just be that I was more active that week or whatever, but I don't go to town trying to lose more than a pound a week. And that's what I did basically, and that's what I've done for the last 4 years, is just keep adjusting my limit. So when I hit that plateau and stop losing weight, then I take my calories down and do it again. And for about a year now, I've been on the same calorie limit, which for me is 1,200 calories. That works for me. because I don't use as much energy as that. Like, I'm active, but I obviously don't use as many calories as that. But that doesn't mean that's where you should start. That doesn't mean that's where you end up. Everybody's calorie limit will be different. But the key is just do it slowly and just reduce your calorie intake by a little bit every week until, well, not even every week, like until you stop losing weight. Like, reduce your calorie limit. See if you lose weight. If you do, great. Stick at that limit until you stop losing weight. When you stop losing weight, then adjust the limit again. And that is the easiest and best way to get started. Find yourself an app that works for you. I use Pound a Week. I swear by it. MyFitnessPal, a lot of other people use. I just don't find it as good, but there is one out there for you. So that is the method. That is how I have made a start, and that is what I would recommend if you want to get started with weight loss and calorie counting. Don't rush into it.